It's another beautiful day here in Alaska. Instead of doing 5 rows today, I am excited to stand here and spend 5 minutes with you. And let me touch the screen and see if I can't get the focus to be more on the water. Let's see if you guys can see this. Let me step out and see if it'll focus. So there, my friend, is the ocean. It is absolutely beautiful today. And it wraps around. We are standing on a tip, so you can see the waves crashing behind us. We're standing out on an area that juts out, and my hope is that as we've been in the woods for a while, that perhaps you might enjoy hearing and seeing the ocean behind me. We are kind of tucked in amongst the trees. You are perched on a tree, just kind of hanging out with me. But I'm hoping in real life that you are cozy somewhere and excited about taking a few minutes just for yourself to enjoy your knitting. I'm going to talk a little loud because the waves are crashing and I love it. And the beauty right here that you're going to see at the bottom of the screen is worth paying attention to. Just the way the tide rolls in and the waves crash and then they collect themselves and they gather to move back out. It's kind of representative of us, right? That we pour ourselves into what it is that we're doing and we're going forward with all of our energy. And then we get to a point where we just have to pull back and prepare again. So what I'm hoping today is just to spend a couple of moments with you sharing about what I hope to encourage you to make this time for. And that time is for you. And so this first week that we're doing the 5 minutes, 5 rows together, I'd like it to really be intentional where you're thinking about and kind of getting comfortable in you and your desires and your wants. Sometimes we get pulled aside by the newest pattern release or the big shop update for yarn. And though I love those things, wouldn't it be nice to just reserve a little bit of attention and energy to you? So instead of scrolling through and seeing what everybody else is doing, how about we take this week, these days, at the beginning of 5 minutes, 5 rows, and let's check ourselves out. What is it that you're knitting? What is it that you're thinking about as you knit? What are some things that you're struggling with? And don't stop when you come to a struggle in knitting or crochet or any type of craft or life. Don't stop at this struggle, but think about ways to problem solve. And I say in our house, instead of problem solving, we're solution seekers. And seek some solutions to what it is that you could do to make your knitting, or whatever it is that you're doing that's frustrating you, what is it that you could do to make it more enjoyable? And that can look a bunch of different ways. And so today, that's what I want to talk about. As the waves come forward and as the waves pull back, I'd like to come forward and share some ideas and thoughts with you so you can pull back and just admire the ability, the capability that you have. So one thing that I would be excited to encourage you to do is, as you're knitting, oftentimes we get into this routine where we are just going through the stitches, right? We're going through the motions, we're doing this. And like I alluded to yesterday, sometimes we grab our knitting as a security blanket, and that's fabulous. It is comforting, it feels wonderful. It's such a great resource that we can pour ourselves into, our knitting. But we can also get so used to and so accustomed to it that what we're doing fails to blow our minds and give us that excitement. Oftentimes we'll start to lose our mojo because we approach knitting as this thing that we do rather than the art that it is that we're making. So my friend, if you are actually knitting right now with me as I'm chatting and and visiting with you, if you're knitting, I'd like to encourage you just to pause for a moment and look down at the very things that are in your hands that you're creating. If we look and we see what we're doing and admire our handiwork, sometimes that's all we need for a kick in the pants to excite our mojo and reconnect us with purpose to what it is we're making. Are you knitting a sweater? Is it Sleeve Island time where it's just like, I feel that. I feel that all the time on Sleeve Island. But the thing that I like to do as I'm stuck on Sleeve Island is to do a couple of different things that I'd like to share with you. The first one that I like to do is, as I start getting bored with the round and the round and the round, or the back and the forth, what I like to start doing is really being attentive to the fiber that I'm using. How is it playing with each stitch? Is it so soft and silky that it's just slipping through one piece into the next? Or has it got this incredible halo that sometimes is interlocked and really holding together? I'm gonna turn a little bit more so you guys can see a better view. Wait till you see this. I'm gonna continue to talk, but oh my gosh, isn't that the ocean magnificent? I'm not as close to the edge as it, well, I am pretty close, but not that close. Anyways, so I like to take time and think through the fiber that I'm using. Sometimes I even go through and look at the needles that I'm using. Is it the needles that are causing me to be stressed out? Am I working with cables that are longer than what I'm comfortable with? Switch it up. If you're on Sleeve Island and you're going round and round, what about double pointed needles? Try to inject a little something new to kind of open your eyes and get you excited and to challenge yourself. And this part is where I find help, is when I get so into a routine that the joy and wonder of what I'm doing wears off. I have a tendency to want to dip back into my curious nature. And that curiosity and those questions that I ask and the things that I think about, those are the things that reconnect me back to my knitting. So today, my friend, as you're making whatever it is that you're making, I hope that you are able to find some joy and some wonder, some excitement and enthusiasm. And if you can't, how about thinking through things in a different way? Instead of thinking about the project you're working on, what if instead you thought about the wardrobe you're trying to curate and how this will fit in? Start daydreaming about this product or this project that you're making. See yourself wearing it, whether it's a hat or a sweater, socks, or a headband. This is for your enjoyment. And finding a way to grab that enjoyment over and over again is a beautiful gift that goes along with the projects that you're working on. So before I let you go, one thing I did want to share is, if you are excited about joining me each day for a few minutes, I would like to offer something to get us a little more interconnected. So starting next week, if you'd like, I'm going to start knitting my hat again that eats up a lot of stash. Not only does it eat up a lot of stash, but it's a real exercise in thinking through a project and thinking through your stash and thinking through the fact that you have the power to not only make a knit, but create the very fabric of intermixing yarn for what you're going to make. It sounds like a lot to take in, so I'm not going to be sharing it here live. I'm going to be sharing it on the website, my Encourage Better website, and in the newsletter. There, I'll give you more details, so that way when we sit to chat for 5 minutes or 5 rows, that this activity is what we're doing, not the preparation of it. I'll definitely be talking about it, but if you're interested, then you can go to the website and sign up. It's www.encouragebetter.com. If you're on Instagram, you can click the link in my bio. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can click the link in the show notes and let me help you have fun creating small makes that will just blow your mind and excite you. All right, I'm gonna be quiet for a moment and just turn the camera around a little bit so you can enjoy being here in Kodiak, Alaska. It's 5 o'clock here and the sun is still out. Our days are growing longer and it's so beautiful. So first I'm gonna turn you that way, which is inland. And this is the bay. It goes in towards the land here. And for those of you who are in landlocked areas, the water is going that way to the island and it's going that way out to sea. So I'm gonna pan you all around and let you enjoy it for a minute. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today and any day that you choose to be with me. It brings me great joy to know that as I'm sharing, there's someone on the other end listening and hopefully being encouraged and just meeting you where you are to come and sit alongside of you and enjoy what you're doing. And if you're not enjoying what you're doing, take me up on this and put me to work for you to help you think of better ways to connect with what you're doing and to see yourself the way I see you. You are creative and you're just incredibly talented. Not everybody knits, and it's for a reason. A lot of people don't knit because they don't understand the joy and the fulfillment that you can find dedicating yourself to practicing doing something that gets better and better the more you do it. So I appreciate this time with you. I thank you so much for being here. And now you get to see Kodiak. It's so beautiful, I can't even stand it. So over there, where these trees all line up, is the land. And now are you ready to go see the sea? It's so beautiful. I may actually pick you guys up and send you over there if I can't get you all the way around. Here we go, ready? So right there is the cliff's edge. And let me take you for a quick walk. Okay, don't get seasick. I'm just gonna take you for a couple of little steps forward so you can enjoy watching the waves crash. And those rocks, they're solid. They're staying there and they're letting the waves crash against them. It sounds beautiful. It looks beautiful. And I'm so thankful for this time that we had together. Aloha for today, and I will see you tomorrow for, I think it's day 4 of our time together. Make sure you hop in the comments below and let me know all about you, what you're knitting, and I hope to see you again tomorrow.